It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
All right, the next three, Jim Pedley, David Caravello, and Marty Smith.
Yeah, Jim Pedley with a Kansas City Star. Jimmy, thanks to Kyle Busch, we saw that the wheels can come off in over a three-race stretch. In that respect, is Kyle on your mind these days? I mean, you obviously saw what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look around and I see things that have gone on with other teams, and I face that reality every time I get in the car. And I know that anything can happen. And again, that's why we race as hard as we do, and why we've always said we need to go out and focus on winning races, because you don't know when or if the wheels will fall off and what that will look like and how many points you really will need to be the champion. So we really look at ourselves as a team and focus on our strengths and our weaknesses and try to maintain the strengths and prevent the weaknesses. So the more simple we can keep things and not focus on what other guys have gone through, I think the better it is. But that's a great example of what can happen in a three-race stretch. And we're just as focused and determined this weekend to do our jobs as we were last in Martinsville and things like that, because this is racing, and we still have at least 1,000 miles of racing left. And that's why we're here on Sundays to race. You got to go out there and execute.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. Jimmy, it's been real clear over the last 3 years that you guys have run your best in the final 10. You've sort of hit your stride as the chase has happened, and I wonder how much of that is consciously building toward that point to be at your best when it matters most, and how much of that is just how it happened to turn out?
I wouldn't say our focus is any more than the other teams. We all know it's coming. The only time I can say we put up an effort to focus just on the chase was in 05. We had a lot of things going our direction and a nice points lead, and we tried new setups and messed with some things that ended up biting us. So since then, we've been under the same mindset as everyone else. If you're behind, you got to catch up, and we were that team this year. We got off to a slow start and had to catch up. And once you get to the chase, I think everybody is a little leery, especially starting the chase, to come in with different setups. You come in with what's proven and with what works, and see where you rank. If you're in the hunt, you stay put. If you're out of the hunt, you start building on 09 or trying to win at the end of the year. So where we're at, once the chase has started, we've stayed pretty close to our setups and our concepts of setups, and just been racing and doing what we can. We've had some luck come our way with guys caught up in wrecks at Talladega, but at the same time, we've been performing and putting up good finishes too.
How do you explain it over the last 3 years so that you've run so well in each of those periods over the last three years? Just comfort level?
I have no clue, to be honest with you. I mean, we're just racing. We're just going out there and racing and doing what we know how to do and trying to be smart about it. But at the same time, I don't think that what I'm doing, what I'm attempting to do, is any different than any of the other guys when they show up for the chase, when they show up for each race weekend. I mean, we all have the same goal: be smart, race smart, qualify on the pole, get the best finish you can. You set those goals out there, and my goals are no different than anyone else's. So it's not that we're spending more time thinking about it or focusing on it. It's just working out for us.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Johnson, 183-point lead. Last weekend, I think you had the largest lead ever in chase history, and you guys could have coasted. You didn't. And you came from 11th to 2nd in 7 laps or whatever, similar to this race last year. You could have coasted and finished second to Matt, but you didn't. You went in there and won the race. Why not coast when you have that? Why do you guys continue to press and press the way? I know it's similar to Jim's question and probably similar to the answer, but in other sports, sometimes in the NFL, if a team clinches home field advantage, they're faced with the dilemma of sitting their starters, but that might forge complacency. And you guys continue to press on. Why not coast?
A couple of reasons. One, we don't do a good job as a team sitting still. We do a better job focusing on winning and staying in that rhythm of winning. And I guess you've probably seen that in football teams where they park their starting players and then come back and they're out of rhythm or whatever it may be. We can see that on a given run, if you get a lead and you start trying to save your tires, I've my own experience of then when guys catch up and I try to get going again, I'm not in the rhythm, the car has changed, the track's changed, and now I'm an adjustment behind. So in general, I found that staying aggressive and just doing what we do, which is try to win races, is better for us. So that's the first part of it. The second part is we have no clue what's going to go on these next few races. And last year, using that as an example with Matt, I mean, those 10 or 15 points to win the race, I thought I might need them in Homestead. I just didn't know what was going to play out throughout the rest of the year, and I can't sit still in second spot and coast. I mean, I need to go get those points because we don't know what's going to happen. So that same mindset is going through my mind right now. I have no clue how these next few races are going to go, and the potential is there where you can lose a lot of points. I mean, 34 points for a 43rd spot, it's a big swing. You know, a lot can happen, and we need to go out and get every point that we can.
Okay, the next three we got Claire B., Randy, and Mike Harris.
Claire BXM. Is it wild to sit outside the door and hear questions like, why can't you throw a tire in front of him? What can you do to slow him down? And do you feel like there's a target on your back? Did you get a kick out of hearing some of the questions? And how are you and your team at having the target on your back? You feel it?
I wouldn't say we feel that there's a target on our back. This year, we've been much better at dealing with this pressure than any other year. That's something I'm very proud of, and it's taken 06 and 07, and really even losing championships before that to give us a strength. So I'm proud of that, and frankly, I'm trying to not listen to comments, remarks, open up newspapers, watch television. I mean, I don't need that floating around in my head. I just need to go out and do what I know how to do and drive the race cars. So the one thing that has caught me off guard is this, by standing over here, was listening to how the points may need to change. And someone asked me last week about qualifying, if there should be a random draw if it's a rain out to make it more exciting for the fans, to where you start. And I can't believe some of the questions, and I'm finding humor in that stuff of these conversations of a reality situation taking place for point systems, qualifying, things like that. I mean, this is racing. You go out there and you earn your starting spot. You go out there and you earn your finish. You go out there and earn your championship. So that stuff I've been laughing at and been listening to a little bit.